if your grandma can't recognize this thing as food, it means it is not food. I mean, food should nourish you, it should energize you, it should keep you whole, it should even heal you. But the core of it being that it should nourish the body, while losing that part. A lot of Gen Zs may not even know mushrooms as food. They may think it's grass, or their closest connection to mushroom may be during cartoons. They see that white and red cap in cartoons and they just feel, oh, it's poisonous. But this was what our grandparents nourished our bodies with.
With me, I have again Etimbuk Imuk of Eti Farms. I must get it.
Yes, I mean, I have to clap. I had to clap so the tutorial stuck.
Oh yes, and I have a 4-year-old looking at me joyfully because I thought she must be here. Now, we're discussing future of food. When did you decide that the mushroom that I'll be looking at when I'm passing is what would decide the journey, the 7-year journey in August?
Thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Africa. I'm so excited to be here. I mean, it's always a very interesting thing when you hear people say, maybe this thing where they match pass.
Exactly.
Maybe this thing where would they throw it for my village? Now they sell, so it's always a very interesting conversation. And for me, I would say I was blessed growing up. I mean, would always enjoy quality meals with our grandma, going for vacation, would have mushroom soup. You know that kind of soup they make. It's watery. It's almost like nothing
Next
is
time,
inside.
bring your cup.
But when you put it in your mouth,
Okay.
you will know what's up. And one thing that stood out all the time was that it had mushrooms in it. You know, so the little things you may take for granted growing up, sometimes it really builds up into something tangible for you in the future. And maybe as we progress, I'll still talk about my experience.
Wait, so before we talk about experience, we're discussing future of food. What does that actually mean every day to the everyday Nigerian?
I mean, food is slowly becoming something far away from what our grandmother or grandparents knew as food. I mean, that takes us to the fact that, someone once said, if your grandma can't recognize this thing as food, it means it is not food, right? So we're getting to a place where there are a lot of processed foods in the market. There are a lot of beautifully packaged things that we think are food, but really, what is the nutritional benefits? What does that do for your body? I mean, food should nourish you. It should energize you. It should keep you whole. It should even heal you. And most of these things are lacking in there. I mean, there was a saga around bread going to stay for days and months and weeks on the shelf without, breaking any mold. So this tells us that as population increases, a lot of things are being manufactured in the lab just to make sure mouths are being fed. But the core of it being that it should nourish the body while losing that part. Now, taking us back to the fact that there are a lot of superfoods we are losing. I mean, mushrooms was always almost going into extinction.
Yeah.
A lot of Gen Zs may not even know mushrooms as food. They may think it's grass, or their closest connection to mushroom may be during cartoons. They see that white and red cap in cartoons and they just feel, oh, it's poisonous. But this was what our grandparents nourished our bodies with. You would say, oh, back then they grow to 80s, to 90s, to 100 and are still strong. What are those things they were doing? What was the lifestyle like? What was the food they were eating? And one of those things which was slowly going into extinction is mushrooms. And
here we are.
Here we are.
Now, do you think Nigeria is prepared for the food demands of the future?
Well, I wouldn't say we're
I'm asking that because now we have everything packaged. A friend of mine asked me that he wanted Gary. I said, okay, go to the supermarket and go and bring Gary because it will take a while for you to say you want to go to the market. Well, some of us go to the market to go and buy. And it's scary because if everything is packaged now, what happens to our markets?
I mean, I wouldn't say we're prepared, but with what we have, with the level of food production in Nigeria, we should be. But for some reason, we aren't. For some reason, we aren't. So I don't think there is actually any problem with packaged foods.
Okay.
But as much as possible, right? It shouldn't be taken too far away from its original form, right? We have foods that are still packaged and wholesome. I mean, a packaged gari doesn't take away the fact that it's gari. No. What I'm saying is,
no. I agree with you.
picked it up and made it easy. It takes away the open market. The open market, the gari just sits in a basin and then there's a lot happening to it. But the person who puts it in a pack makes sure that to a very large extent contaminants and all is free from the product. So packaging is actually not a problem. Value addition is not a problem, but do not strip the food of its nutrients in the process. Do not take it too far away from what food is. I think that is where the problem is. So processing, value addition and packaging definitely is actually the future. It is what would preserve us into being sustainable as a nation in terms of food security. But the crux of this all should be that what makes this thing food shouldn't be taken away from it just to make sure it lasts longer on the shelf. I think that is where the problem
Now, as an agribusiness professional, what do you think Nigerians will be eating in the next 10 years?
Oh, I mean, there are people who actually, from Monday to Sunday, I mean, noodles. I mean,
and
noodles,
rice and yam.
Rice, noodles is
a constant. It's a staple.
Constant. It's a staple. It's slowly becoming a staple, and it's scary because there are a lot of things that shouldn't actually be a staple. There are things that should be a one-off. There are things that actually should be staple, and we're now turning the things that should be staple into one-offs and turning things that should be one-offs into staples. So I think there should be a callback to reality, because you won't say the real food is not available. At least for now, it is available and still very available. And it will still be available, right? Because a lot of people are doing amazing things in food production. So it would still be available. So it's now a thing of a mindset shift. Yes, we are getting busier by the day, but I think it just has to do with intentionality.
Okay.
I mean, my light where I am is very bad, so I have to prepare food every day for my baby going to school. I have to make things almost from scratch.
Fresh meals
for her lunch box. It would be very easy for me to say, oh, let me look at packaged things that are very fast. But because I have the mindset that this is where I laid the foundation for her, I have to, if it means me waking up by 5, if it means me waking up by 4:30, I know why I'm doing that. I'm not stressing myself, but I am being intentional about preparing her for the future. And she knowing that this is food. I mean, my baby takes, I wouldn't say she doesn't eat noodles, but she takes noodle once in maybe 3 months, once in 4 months. So she knows this is not a staple. But if you ask her, maybe because her mother is selling mushroom, she knows that every day.
No, it's just the same way. We have mothers who are selling granite. You eat granite and you will not want to eat granite again.
You get, but she knows what is food. She knows that, oh, if I'm having shawarma, which of course is made at home, it is a treat, not a regular. But when you do this and you expose your children to things that are supposed to be treats or one-off to regulars, they begin to see the real food as being stressful or boring. So I think it's a mindset.
Now I understand why I said I'm gentle parenting and you were smiling. So that gentle parenting will not reach your side. Now, if Nigeria does not innovate its food systems now, what risk do we face in the next decade, coming from your background?
I mean, we import a lot of food, right? But I still get excited because a lot of food, we're still talking about wholesome food, right? Wholesome food. So it's interesting. But if we're not more intentional about putting systems in place to allow us preserve the food we have, because our problem is actually post-harvest loss, right? If we're even able to preserve what we produce and actually helping move from the field to the fork, it will mean that in the nearest future, we will not only be importing regular foods, we will be very big on processed, highly chemicalized and lab manufactured food.
Where does R&D come to place here?
R&D.
Research and
Yes, research and development. I mean, is big on food security or processing and value addition the right way. I mean, if you go to FIRO, Federal
FIRO is
Aushodi, right? So there is a lot of research work. There is a lot done in coming up with very wholesome machineries, wholesome food, processed foods, and all of this. So I feel that there is actually a lot going on, but I think where the disconnect is actually bringing this research, this body of work to people, to the producers, to actually help them put these things into production and make it available for people. So I think it's just about bringing this and making it public out there, just to help people actually tap into. I mean, I first thought of mushroom bread at FIRO. There is a whole lot happening at FIRO and a lot of other research bodies in Nigeria. So I just feel the problem is bringing it out there and helping those who are already in the production line pick this, fly with it, and make it available for the public.
Okay then. It signals 91.3. We're discussing the future of food with Etimbuk Imuk of Mushroom Factory. Now you're calling Mushroom Factory. You have this beautiful product in hundreds of supermarkets, 100 supermarkets and counting. Yeah. Well, tell us from 1 to 100.
Hey,
I'll carry it.
Okay, so let me start with the ones I can remember fast. So we have Jendol.
Okay, no, so I'm not asking you to mention this. All the supermarket. I'm asking you that you decided. Tell me the 7-year story behind it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, even in Nigeria, even to sell Gary is not easy.
It's not
Gary that everybody knows. Oh, hey God! And then coming to sell something that a few millennials and then
the boomers
that exactly will actually know. So it was a lot of work. It was a lot of education. It wasn't at that point when we started. It wasn't about 80 farms. It was about mushrooms. So we put out a lot of information out there. Why you need mushrooms? Why should you eat mushrooms? Why should you even consider having mushrooms as part of your meal? A lot of people even think, those that even know mushrooms will say, mushroom is for vegetarians. I'm not a vegetarian. Nigerians are carnivores. You see, this is the first one I'm hearing. That mushroom is bitter. Hey, God.
Okay. So here's the thing for Oshodi, for a newbie.
No, it's about preparation.
The thing that we so much.
Why do I say so?
Okay.
You know, with our grandparents, for those who remember mushrooms, one thing stood out, right? Apart from the soup, a lot of times when our grandparents or grandmothers were preparing mushrooms, they would just, as they're making it and the soup is almost ready, they throw in the mushrooms, almost like the last thing, right? And then when they pour it on a plate, I mean, you're just enduring. What is this? What is this, right? And you're just always my grandma's meal. You're excited. You're eating it. Sometimes it actually comes out nice, but most times it's like very bland. So a lot of people actually have this traumatizing memory.
I like the way you put it.
Oh my God, it tasted horrible. So now that I have my money, you want me to go back to that?
Nope.
But what are we saying? It is all about preparation. You know the way people take time, they marinate their meat, they season it properly.
He said that mushroom is the new meat.
Do you get? You have to actually treat it the way you treat your meat. The same way you season your meat. Some people even let their meat sit in marinade in the fridge for overnight to let it suck up all the nice goodness, right?
Yeah.
You should do same to your mushrooms. You shouldn't treat it like a veggie that you add to your food when it is almost ready. No, you season it, you cook it, let it take up all the juice, all the sweetness of your seasoning, and then you add it to your food. I mean, I had the privilege of making mushroom shawarma to serve as an event.
Okay.
100 pieces.
Nice.
And I had to mention it was mushrooms because, of course, a few persons are allergic to mushrooms. So let me mention it so that in case you're allergic, you stay off. So, I mean, people legit ate and did not know it was mushrooms. It was so good. We also made a father sauce at our father festival. We made it and we served it. And a lot of people that ate didn't even know it was mushrooms. One guy legit ate and then went to pack his friends to come. Just come and eat. And when I told him it was mushrooms, I was like, clearly. He said, just bring the food. What is mushrooms? Are you telling me that all those things I said it's mushrooms. So it's just about preparation, the intentionality, right? And then it could actually be very versatile. A lot of people think it's just soup. You can use it in your stir fry. You can, the way you chop veggies and put in your fried rice, you can do same with mushrooms. You can make kebabs, stick meat. That is even our signature. We actually sell mushroom kebabs from 100 sticks upward, and it is a treat. So anything you can do with meat, you can actually achieve with mushrooms.
So how did you convince the first supermarket to sell?
That is a very interesting ask, because it wasn't easy. I mean, even registering, getting our product NAFDAC certified, we had to put in a lot of work because they didn't know they didn't know what class to place mushrooms. It was like we were the first to register mushrooms with NAFDAC. So we actually gave NAFDAC the templates for mushrooms. So on going to supermarkets,
so you don't have competitions yet?
No, for now, of course, people have started coming in now. We've cleared the road for them. So the supermarket was like, this is something that we will buy it. And because we already had buying customers, so what we just told them was, shelf this, and if you don't make a sale, or if you don't sell out in the next 1 month, we'll take it off your shelf. You don't need to pay us up front. We already have buying customers in your vicinity who cannot purchase the product as often as they would like because of delivery fee. So just have this. Let's have a deal. Keep this on your supermarket shelf. Don't pay us. And if you don't sell out in the first 1 month, we'll take it off. Because it's a growing business. I don't want to tie up my inventory with you now. When end users are calling and I don't have it. And they feel, the nerve. I mean, let's take her on. Let's take her on. And then we had our product in Jendol. Jendol was one of the chain supermarkets we had. And then we had it. They told us 10, even when they told us bring 10 packs to all our branches, I was like, hey, 10 packs. 10 packs times, I think 6 supermarkets, 6 branches they had then. I was calculating 10 times. That is how many. Hey, God. So I tied down all this. God help me, God, I beg. And I reached out to all my customers. I said, people have been saying, don't for my hand, though. And before 2 weeks, it was on the shelves. And everyone comes say, hey, come on. Even when we are supplying, the procurement will be like, what is this? What about this kind of thing? And I say, just keep your mouth. You're not our customer. Keep it on the shelf, our customers. And you know what spread? We are going to the next supermarket. We're already in Jendol, and they're doing great. So from that point,
now this is me asking: is it only? So I'm a Nigerian. I'm a proud Nigerian. So now, but in Nigeria we have different tribes. Now, is it what tribe buys it, or is it everybody that buys it?
So that is the interesting thing. Initially, when we started, I felt it would be more of South and Southeastern customers because we're already well grounded. But I was shocked because, I mean, a lot of people, the knowledge is growing. Okay. And because we don't only bank on the information from our grandparents, right? Yeah. We're at a point where consumers are very education oriented. They are intentional about what they eat. So if you put out something and say this is good for you, and then they go and do their research as well, and it checkmates, they just come and they buy from you. One thing that also helped us was COVID. I mean, COVID that down a lot of businesses actually launched out Eti Farms.
Wow.
Because I was in a bus and someone was giving me vitamin C, and I'm like, when did this start? He said it's to boost your immune so you don't get COVID-19. And I'm like, what am I doing? Mushrooms actually boost the immune system. That is what mushroom does. So our messaging changed from whatever else we're preaching. We're now like, boost your immune with mushrooms. Boost your immune with mushrooms. And from looking for buyers, I mean, I used to take 1 kilo of mushrooms to go meet a customer at National Stadium in Surulere all the time. That was like one of our first customers. And we went from struggling with 2 or 3 orders a week till we're no longer able to meet up demand. Wow. We're now telling people, please hold on to next week. So
it's nice to meet it's nice to meet the business that COVID launched.
Yeah. yes. So that was it. Okay, so right now, everybody, there is really no...
So it's now across...
Yes, across all boards.
Interesting. Come with the COVID launched business. It's Signals on 91.3. We're discussing the future of food with Etimbuk of Eti Farms. The 3 in 1. One is how do we make it? That's one. What's the unit cost of one? And then do we have different varieties of mushroom?
Okay, so how to grow mushrooms, right?
How to make it, not grow. Growing is your own expertise.
Okay.
Make it when I bought it from the shelf.
Okay. So it's pretty easy. We've made it so easy that we have the direction for use, which simply says soak in warm water for 2 minutes, and then take it out. Season with all your rishi.
Okay.
Right. We even have spices as well. We have mushroom-based spices that even makes the work easy for you.
The entire ecosystem.
Right. So we take care of you from end to end. So you season properly the way you would season your meat, whatever it is you use to season your meat. Season properly. Cook for 10 minutes. It gets soft. From that point, you could use it in making your soup, your stew. If you even want to do a serene and stir fry it, you can stir fry it. At that point, you can actually use it in whatever. You could chop it up, you could mince it, you could do anything with it and add to whatever. And then we also have the powder. Now, the powder is very interesting, right? Because a lot of mothers who would want wholesome meal for their families have picky eaters who would pick out these things. So the powder allows you to serve them this nutritious goodness without them noticing. You could add it to their tea, and it doesn't change the taste. You could add it to their juice. You could add it to any liquid, their cereal, pottage, oats, anything. You could actually add the powder to help nourish your children. And of course, I already mentioned we have the spices that helps you cook MSG free, right? You can cook without artificial seasoning with our MSG free spices too. So how to get it? I already mentioned
unit cost.
The unit cost. So 100 grams is 4,500 of our oyster mushrooms, and then we have other varieties. But the easiest to get is our oyster mushrooms, which is available in supermarkets near you. Yes, and yes.
Yes. You've answered me.
Okay.
You've answered. It's easier to prepare. So okay, for 2 minutes, you can get. It's 4,500 one unit. The third one is there are different varieties. Now, you know, because
the way you're breathing.
Because we are now in a gender-friendly environment, right? Because I don't know what I'll ask you one question, and I'm not having to ask women. What role will female entrepreneurs play in the future of food? So, you know, sometimes you're torn between entrepreneurs, but when we look at women, what role do they play?
When you look closely into the journey, a lot of these women became food entrepreneurs from personal experience.
From the children.
Right? I mean, my friend 07 Food that does amala.
Yeah.
Her baby ate bad amala.
Yeah,
almost.
We had her last week.
You get? And that gave her the inspiration to, you know, and you know that kind of a mother will always at every point in time choose quality
over
quantity over profit at every point in time. I mean, same thing too with our mushrooms. If we tell you our seasoning is MSG free, because that is what I cook with. I have a baby.
Yeah.
I use this at home. You should know that because I use my product, that would mean that it would be of best quality.
Yes,
so there is always something that comes from. Same thing with Tasly Foods, right?
Yeah.
The puff mix. Sometimes you just want these easy snacks, but it's, you know, you can't really tell what is out there.
Of you have now become our mothers. I
mean,
all of you.
So it just helps you know that when a woman is behind a brand, she takes extra care to make sure that whatever comes out of this brand is friendly to everybody. So, I mean, our men are doing well because they're the ones supporting us. So I'm not saying they will do otherwise. But
you're a politician. I thought I was a politician. You are a politician. I like this.
But it just, you know, you can't take that intentionality away from a mother. So with more women in the food space, you could be sure that before even talking about the quantity being food sufficient and all, you're even sure that whatever is in the market that comes from a woman is wholesome, is rich, and they have your intent at heart. You know when they say we made with love from home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the fact that all of us are now becoming our mothers. It's very nice. Now, agriculture is sometimes seen as an unattractive for. Okay. You see, we have started. You and I have started gender war this morning. Men make best meals though. I knew that we were going to start.
I'm not arguing. My husband makes the best.
He's here.
The best meal too. So I'm not arguing about that. I never argued about that.
Don't worry. Let's just, because we're all politicians. So now agriculture is sometimes seen as very unattractive to a lot of people. Well, to young people. What will change economically to make agriculture interesting?
I mean, there is a lot. There is a lot. Interestingly, there is a lot happening within the past decade. I think there is a lot that has been put in place to help move agriculture from the very crude stage to the point where we are now. There is a lot going on around precision agriculture. There is a lot going on with. I mean, when you say agriculture or food systems, it doesn't even have to be on the field. A lot of people, because production is actually being done. Food is being produced. But the issue is the problem we're having is either around the marketing value chain, the processing value chain, the logistics.
Okay, so that's what
and this is where a lot of young people are now coming in to say, okay, what can we do to make this food move from one point to the other easily? What can we do to extend the value, the shelf life of this product? What can we do to make sure the right people actually get to know what you do and purchase or support you? So it doesn't actually have to end on the field. I mean, even on the field, a lot is coming in. Technology is making things easier, right? I mean, with mushrooms, it is an indoor farm. It is a vertical process, so you don't have to worry about the weather. You don't have to go get expanse of land. And beyond mushrooms, a lot is also happening, even with the regular, you could actually grow your tomato indoors. You could do a lot is happening to make it inviting and less stressful for the young generation, and they're actually moving in and taking over, I dare say.
How are we going to ensure that we begin to eat our own food and reduce our dependence on import? Local food.
I think yes.
Yes.
I think that is a good question to continue from the last one.
Yeah.
A lot is being done to encourage production. I mean, if you look at Lagos, for instance, Lagos doesn't have a lot of land for agriculture.
It's not
but there is actually an interesting thing happening, encouraging people to look at urban farming.
Okay.
Right? A lot of people are learning to garden right in their
space.
Yes, you could actually do. I mean, I know someone who plants yam in sacks in his compound. So there is a lot around letting us know that even if it's pepper, you can actually grow to feed yourself. You're making a difference, right? Okay. So we have to, and then we also have to do a lot of synergy, harmonization, and all of this, which Lagos is great at. The commissioner is doing a lot too, I must say, because I'm a member of Agri-Innovation Club in Lagos. So how do we partner together? Who are the people who are producing in large scale? How do we partner with them to make sure that food can move from one spot to the other, which also talks about logistics.
Then pricing.
Then the pricing. If you struggle and spend 2 weeks bringing food from Niger to Lagos, you will not. You get so you if things are put logistics wise. I mean, I think if we could put logistics in a very good situation, it would make sure that food gets to from one point to the other easily, and then a farmer does not have to lose half of what it transports
along the road.
So if you lose that, you would have to factor in the cost of transportation, which maybe would have been shared by 10 tubers of yam. You're not sharing that transportation on 2 tubers of yam. It would definitely make it more expensive. So if we could put together our logistics, it would help reduce post-harvest loss. And if we can reduce post-harvest loss, it would help us make a lot from what we are producing instead of losing it.
Okay then. Hello, Madam Oshodi. Good job as always. Your guest surely knows her onions. Oh yes, she does. Knows her onions very well. Please, how can I promote and expand my mother's brand? She does one of the best homemade grounded rice ever for all soups, but sell only to neighbors. That question will be taken to her because again, part of what she's doing, consulting, you will consult for other people because you don't need to tell stories, interesting stories. We are here 7 years after, right? Are we looking at exporting?
Sure, definitely. I love to think of exports.
Okay.
And as a brand, we're working towards that. But at the same time, I because of the story behind the brand, I would be very happy. They say charity begins
at home, right? In this house.
So the goal for us was to really make the message stick at home.
First.
If I could get home to appreciate mushrooms, if I could get home to know mushrooms, right? Now we are taking the message of mushroom to schools, telling school students mushroom can be a pathway to financial freedom for you tomorrow. And where does that even start? It starts with you even knowing that mushroom is edible. Okay. You could eat mushrooms. You could tell your mommy to buy mushrooms and cook meals with mushrooms. If you have a mushroom grow bag, your mommy can harvest and cook mushrooms for you, right?
Okay. So expanding the house first.
Exactly. And then once we're well grounded, the message and the product and the goodness of the product goes out to the world.
The signals on 1.3, we're discussing the future of food with Etimbuk. Yeah. Imuk. Thank you very much, the gentleman in the studio with us. Thank you for your support, because the house has to be peaceful. As we are doing business outside, the house has to be peaceful. So I've done my work. Now, if you look back, if the both of you look back, and before you're with me in the studio enjoying herself, if you look back at from here now, what do you think? What have you done so far?
Oh, some nights I tell myself,
well done.
Well done. I mean, and you know, they say numbers tell the stories.
True.
Right. I'm very excited because beyond even say, oh, the revenue, I feel so excited when I'm packing orders. I'm like, this is going to homes. If I'm packing 20 orders, I'm like, wow. So 20 people. I'm so happy.
I know that.
To incorporate mushrooms. And we do this thing every at the end of the year. We take note of the number of orders we've fulfilled. And I'm like, so last year I was doing this and I'm like, so 6,000 people.
Come closer. Make it loud.
You know, so 6,000 people trust mushrooms enough to incorporate into their meals. And it goes beyond this because for these 6,000 people, it is a home. And if you're to calculate this, with people who say, oh, I want to do a party and I want to serve I want to do a party with only mushroom meals. And I'm like, how did we get here? I mean, that means we must be doing something amazing. Please let me say this. We did advert on BRT once. And some people would just call to say, oh, I don't want to buy mushrooms, but well done. For preserving mushroom and turning it into a business. Some people would call and say, what else do you sell? And I say, just mushrooms. What? You do just mushrooms in Nigeria? So I'm thankful, and I just want to say thank you to Nigerians.
Okay.
Both in Nigeria and in the diaspora who trust us enough to keep this message of mushroom alive. Because if we're saying food security, and then we want to allow one that is a superfood to go into extinction, we should be bringing more back.
Mushroom.
We have people that are doing okpa. We have people that are doing okwa. These are foods that were slowly going away with our grandparents. And these young people are bringing them back to the limelight. Man.
We're doing well.
We're doing well. So sometimes... And then sometimes when I remember back then when in a week I just having 2 orders, I saw all these things, you know. And we'll post, you see just 1 like. So all these things I'm saying, these people are not. But you know the funny thing, someone will bring that post and come to your DM to make another. I'm like, so you're seeing this thing.
You know, we are very.
You say you're seeing this thing. Okay. So I'm really just excited.
Now in the next 5 to 10 years, we don't go of mushrooms. Somebody just called you.
Yes, sir.
Just called you. Now, in the next 5 to 10 years, what do you see for mushrooms?
Oh, so for us, it's even beyond food production.
Okay.
Because if we're encouraging people to go into agriculture, we should know that agriculture should move beyond acres of land.
Okay.
And for us, as we're encouraging people to go back into agriculture and encouraging people to come into the mushroom space, you have to make it attractive and accessible to people. So for us, for the next, it won't get to 10 years, we want to build a mushroom village.
Okay.
That not only teaches people how to grow mushroom, but is a complete value chain that can help people right in that value chain, right in the village, learn how to grow mushrooms. From there, you get your own space, grow mushrooms, and feed into Eti Farms Global. So it will be a complete value chain where you get the space to grow your mushrooms. Afterwards, you get the inputs from us, you grow your mushrooms, and then we offtake from you. Yeah. Helping people know that I could get empowered, and then I don't have to go and look for market. Some people say, where will I sell? What will I sell? So you know that you can get the markets from us. You're able to get yourself financially stable. You get more mushrooms will be available for more Nigerians. So we know that Nigeria will be put on the food map where mushroom is concerned. Women and youth will be empowered. More food will be produced, and everybody will be smiling to the bank. Okay. And then we are going to move beyond dried products. We are going to have ready-to-eat products like snacks, like teas.
An entire ecosystem. On something that we used to match.
Exactly. So it moves from what was discarded to a value chain. So in a day, if you like, cook. If you don't like, cook. If you don't like, don't cook. But you eat mushroom. You drink it as tea, or you use it as toothpaste, or you eat it as bread, or you eat it as biscuits. Whether you like it or not, you eat that mushroom.
you know the thing with us Nigerians and well-grown Nigerians means that when you see a baby, when they want to give the child pap and they have to hold well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well done. When you look back again, when you look through this ecosystem and process, what do you aim to achieve personally for you as a person?
I want to show people it's possible.
Okay.
A lot of times, I know this story of you hear a lot of no's and yes. When they tell you, it just seems like we say when you get there and you hear a lot of no's, not because you're not doing well, but simply because you chose to do something that seems impossible. You chose a terrain that, why would you be stressing yourself doing this? Who eats mushrooms, right? How many people eat mushrooms? So I want to be a testament to a lot of young people that it is possible
to do it.
Possible to do anything. Whatever it is you've been told, no, it's not possible. It can only be a man. Oh, it's not for a man. It can only be done by women.
Okay.
Oh, it's not for this. It's not for this tribe.
It's for everybody.
Show them that it is possible.
Now, can you please drop, Damola is saying, can you please drop your contact to reach out for collaborations and training? Okay, so this is where we are going to go and find out. Where are they going to find you?
Okay, so on
Instagram. No, your number.
Okay, so our WhatsApp number. Thank you. Our WhatsApp number is 0813 241 4770. I'll take it again. 0813 241 4770.
Okay then. And that's it for signals. That's it for the Eti Farms. Well done.
Thank you.
Give me 5.
Thank you so much.
So we come your way again next week Saturday like we always see on signals. Mr. Imuk, we're seeing you. Well done. Thank you so much for your support. Have a wonderful week. Thank you, Benedict. Have a wonderful week. And to everyone who's watched, listened, called, taking notes, well done. So we'll come your way again next week Saturday like we always say. This mantra for 2026 is please stay alive. Please stay alive and reap the rewards of your labor. Have fun,